So today we're going to take notes on expanded form of decimals. So I'm going to write the date, decimal expanded form, and this is NBT 3AB. It's A and B, so it has some letters that go on the end of it. Decimal expanded form NBT 3 with an A and a B on the end. All right, and this will be page 23 for me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn to that page. All right. So when I think of the word expanded, I think of like stretching a number out. I think of it as a longer version, okay? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at place value by place value in order to stretch decimals out or think of them as a longer version, okay? If I have the decimal 0 and 72 hundredths, I want you to think of all the different ways we could write this same decimal. For instance, I could write it in word form, 0 and 72 hundredths. Okay. I could also write it in fraction form, 72 over 100. I want you to brainstorm, pause the video and brainstorm at least one more way you could write this number, a different version of writing the same number. Remember that you can add zeros to the end of decimals and not change their value. Okay? So think of at least one more way that you could write this decimal. All right, so you should have paused the video and taken a look at that. We're not gonna copy this down necessarily, but we're just gonna take a look at all the different ways that this could possibly be written. Okay, I have 720 thousandths. Okay, now that you might say that's different, but that's this same number right here written in word form. Those two are the same, just one's written in words and one's written in decimals, because we can add that 0 on the end and not really change the value of our decimal. Okay, I have 72 hundredths. Okay, that's kind of what we wrote when we wrote 0 and 72 hundredths. I have 70 hundredths plus 2 hundredths. Okay, I kind of expanded it out there. All right, I also have trying to get my camera to see it, 7/10 plus 2 hundredths written in fraction form. Okay, I have 720 thousandths. Again, that's the same thing as these right here, but written in fraction form. 72 hundredths, which we recorded on our sheet. Okay, here I have 70 hundredths plus 2 hundredths. It's the same thing that's written right here, but it's written in fraction form. Okay, and here I have 7 times 1/10, which would give me 7/10, plus 2 times 1/100th, which would give me 2 hundredths. Okay, here I have 7 times 1/10 in fractions, which would give me 7/10, plus 2 times 100th, which would give me my 2 hundredths. Okay, I want you to choose at least 2 of the ways from this bubble map that you don't have on your list, and I want you to record those on your list of different ways to write this decimal. So you're going to choose 2 ways from this bubble map that you don't have recorded in your notebook, and you're going to write those in your notebook as a different way to record this decimal. Okay? You can pause the video at this time and do that. All right. So when we think about expanded form, we think about stretching this number out, and there's a couple of different ways to do that. Okay? There's a couple of different ways to do expanded form. We can expand with smaller decimals, where we go place value by place value. Okay, that's our first way we can expand or expand our number out, okay? And one way to do that is to take, for 7200ths, I could do 0 and 7/10 because there's a 7 in the tenths place, plus 0 and 200ths. Now this is tricky because I have to make sure that 2 is in the hundredths place. I have to really pay attention to place value, okay? That would be a way to write the same decimal in expanded form when we do it with smaller decimals, place value by place value, okay? Another way to expand it is to expand with multiplication using each place value. So here, since I have 7/10, I would do 7 times 1/10, because 7 groups of 1/10 would give me 7/10, or if I have 7 1/10 pieces, I end up with 7/10, plus 2 times 1/100th, because if I take 2 groups of 1/100ths, I end up with 200ths, okay? And you could put these in parentheses, that way they're separate from each other. So I can multiply the different place values. Okay, so this represents the tenths place, and how many of those do I need? I need 7. This represents the hundredths place, and how many hundredths do I need? I need 2. Okay, and the final way to do it is to expand with multiplication and fractions. So for this number, it would be 7 times 1/10 in a fraction form, plus 2 times 1/100th in fraction form. Okay? And those are the 3 different ways we can expand our decimal numbers. Okay? What I would like for you to be able to tell me tomorrow in class is one way that we can fill each other's buckets in this classroom.